This video represents the overlapping feature of the application extended to any results set that has at least two date time columns which track the starting and ending of any operation. The video will show the feature as it was created for SQL Server agent jobs more than 2 years ago, I suppose. In the background, it retrieves SQL Server job history starting from current date by adding or removing specific seconds based on what user selects as the interval to be covered for the jobs and retrieved. We have 1, 5, 30, 60, 120, and 180-minute intervals, and we create 60 buckets, if you want to call them like that, each bucket covering the interval. So we cover 60 minutes for 1-minute interval, 300 minutes for 5-minute, meaning 5 hours, and so on. The intervals are needed in order to be able to see jobs, which are not long-running jobs. 1-minute interval allows a job, which took 2-3 seconds, to be visible on the screen. Since I created the feature, I always wanted to go back and make it work for any results set or any suitable results set. But as mentioned in my previous posts, I'm always working to a proof of concept or a feature which might resonate more with SQL Server DBAs. Hence, I never had time nor the desire or the mood to give it a try until last weekend when I decided that I will give it a go. Although 90% of the code was there, I still had to introduce those combo boxes and parse the results set and construct the tables to look like what I am retrieving from SQL Server when querying after job history. I was mentioning in the notepad about some tweaks and improvements for this feature, and one of them might be a vertical line with a small pop-up at its base saying the date, time stamp, and number of operations which were overlapping at that specific moment. Of course, other additional information can be added as per everyone needs, but for time being, the main purpose of the feature is to show overlapping of operations in case you want to emphasize why SQL Server might have been slow at some point, when might be the best time to create and schedule a SQL Server agent job on an instance in order to overlap with as less other jobs as possible, and so on. For the remaining of the video, you will see how I took some concurrent backups to show their overlapping and how I created a fake date finish column for a results set containing SQL Server instance information in order to find out if any SQL instances were overlapping. It might not be a great example, but I am sure you have plenty of results sets which are more suitable, like, for example, Ola Hallengren Maintenance Solution, which keeps the logs for the backup, index optimize, and consistency checks. I can choose as interval 3 hours, which will give me an entire week to see the duration of the operation. Maybe I can launch the application again and check the duration for the other week, and I can compare and spot differences in overlapping and answer different questions. Like I said, the tweaks and improvements which needs to be made to the current feature depends on each company, or better say, the maintainers of the source code.